Agencies are hypocrites. We get paid a lot of money by our clients to do marketing, but I'm willing to bet everything in my bank account that you're not doing marketing for yourself. And I get it. You're busy, you got a lot of stuff going on, you're focused on doing marketing for your clients. So how could you have time to do it for yourself? Well, the problem is that you end up where you are now with little to no leads, struggling to fill your pipeline and struggling to grow month over month and year over year and hit your goals. You cannot grow without a steady stream of inbound leads to your agency. And the challenge is that too many agencies rely on referrals, or they're trying to send a million cold outreach emails and just annoy the crap out of people. But the fact is that you need your own marketing systems that are generating interest, providing value to the market, and bringing clients to your doorstep, because it is too competitive out there. It's too saturated with other agencies out there that are putting a downward pressure on your pricing. We operate in a completely commoditized market. That means if you want to stand out, you have to be viewed as an authority. Otherwise, you're going to be fighting for scraps, and you're going to be constantly sending out proposals where people are going to be like, yeah, it's too expensive. I'm going to go with this person over here. They're only charging $1,500 compared to your $5,000. But the question then becomes, how can you turn yourself into an authority, right? If you don't have any case studies, if you don't have a huge team, you don't have a huge budget to spend on advertising. Well, that's exactly where the CPB framework comes into play. The CPB framework is something that I've been using for my agency businesses for the last 8 years, and it's ensured that my sales team always has inbound leads that are ready to talk about doing business with us. Their pipelines are always filled. And we do all this without annoying people with cold outreach, cold emails, spending a ton of money on advertising, or constantly filming ourselves with our cell phones like Gary Vee. So let's break down what the CPB framework is all about. So it's very underwhelming. It stands for create content, promote content, and boost content. I know that's underwhelming. I know it's boring. I needed to put some sort of framework together to hold your attention, but it's really simple at its core, right? And this is whether you do SEO for your clients or Facebook advertising, whatever marketing that you do, this is the core of what marketing is on today's internet and with today's consumer. And it's all about creating stuff that resonates with your prospect and then getting them in front of it. I know, again, super basic stuff. Please don't leave. I promise it's going to get better. But that's really what it is at a core, right? We are in a war for people's attention. Feeds are overloaded. Advertising is incredibly expensive. Google's on the verge of blowing up in itself. Inboxes are impossible to get through. Spam rates are on the rise. The best way to get through to people is by providing value to them. And again, I know this isn't new information to you. I know that you know this, but I also know that you haven't done anything about it. I know that Gary Vee's been telling you stuff like this for years. You've been seeing him do it, but you just haven't taken any action on it. And again, I get it, because it's a time thing. You just don't have the time to sit around and film yourself all day when you're putting out fires inside of your agency all the time. And that's really what this framework attacks, is it goes after and hacks these 6 to 8 touch points that you need to get in order to get somebody interested in your service. This is like old school B2B stuff, right? And this is the crux of the problem too, is that if you're not getting enough touch points with people, if they're only seeing you once, or they're coming in through a referral, or especially if you're trying to send like cold DMs to people, what you're doing is you're putting yourself back, right? You're moving yourself back because you're creating more stages in the sales process. You're sending cold DMs to people. You not only have to convince them of why they should hire you and get them interested in hiring you, but you might even have to go one step further and be like, this is why SEO is important. This is why Facebook ads are important. You might have to go through 2-3 steps back in the sales process, and that adds much more time, much more cost, and much more headaches in, and you just don't close nearly as many deals. Versus if you're constantly getting your content and your messaging in front of people, they're coming to you being like, Ryan, I love your videos. I hear this all the time in our agency. We don't even have the biggest YouTube channel in the world. We don't even really get that many views on our website or on our social profiles at our agency, who works solely with law firms. But the views that we do get are incredibly sticky, and they're incredibly meaningful. We get leads that come in that are sole sourcing contracts to us. They're like, I don't want to work with anybody else. Let's just give me a proposal and let's talk about the cost. And that's exactly where you want to be. Our sales process, we have one call closes, one deals that close in less than a week for $10,000 or more per month, because they already know what we're about. They know exactly who we are. They know exactly what our values are. They know exactly the results that we can provide, and they know exactly how we operate, and they're coming to us wanting to work with us. So let's talk about this process, because again, I know you're busy. I understand that you don't have time to film yourself and do all this crazy stuff. I don't do it either. If you go to my Instagram account, I don't use my Instagram. I don't use my TikTok. I don't use social media for personal reasons. I use it for business. And you're going to see me obviously creating video content out there, but I'm batching this content. I'm doing it in very small spurts that then create a lot of content that we can distribute over a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month period. I literally was just in Spain for 2.5, 3 weeks with my family, and I did nothing, but my content was still being out there, was still getting pushed out there because I took the time and the effort to do it. So pillar one, let's talk about creating content. So, content in itself, I know it's probably frustrating because you hear this all the time, like content, content, content. And you probably even push on a lot of your clients too. You probably create a lot of content for your clients, but content is so important because it is the asset. It's the glue of the internet. Content is the asset, right? Whether you're running ads, whether you're doing SEO, whether you're doing social media marketing, whether you're doing email marketing, all that boils down to a piece of content or an asset that you need to get in front of somebody, right? So again, if we're talking about you do SEO for clients, you're trying to get web content in front of people. Again, very simple. Create content, promote content, get it in front of people. If you're doing social media marketing, you need to create content and you need to get it in front of people on their feeds. If you're doing advertising, you're creating a content asset and you're promoting that to get it in front of people. So again, it's just a very simple two-stage thing. You need to create content, you need to get it in front of people. And that's, again, what the core of this goes down to. And it centralizes and it puts one central nervous system into the content that you create. So you don't have to be, like Gary Vee here, constantly taking selfies of yourself as a 50-year-old man, right? You can just batch film this content in one fell swoop. So once a month, I'm in the studio just like this, and I'm filming content that produces enough content for 3 businesses, mind you, for at least 1 month. And that's for long form YouTube content. That's then for written content, for audio content, because what I do is I come in here, I prep for 2 hours, I come up with a list of topics, I come in here and film. And then this one long 12-minute video will then get turned into a long form blog post because I take this and I pass it to a writer, right? So now I've got a video asset that I put on YouTube, long form, that I also can run ads to. You're probably seeing this as a result of an ad. And then I've got a blog post that I can then rank for SEO. That's 2 assets. Then I have an audio engineer take this and turn it into a podcast, right? So now there's 3 different mediums that we're getting this on. I have video, I've got blog, and then I've gotten audio as well. Now we go one step further. Our video editor then takes this and chops this into shorts. Now I've got short form content that I can put on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube Shorts. That's 3 more platforms that we're getting in front of people with. And then I then take all this and I use kind of the thesis or the information behind this to take this and cut it up into short form written content for LinkedIn, for Twitter, for Facebook, and for email. So you can see how this one asset, this one video that I'm filming now, is going to turn into multiple different pieces of content that we can then promote and put on different platforms. So again, this framework, this CPB framework, is not going to ask you to get on here with your cell phone and turn into an influencer. What it's going to teach you how to do is it's going to teach you how to build one backbone strategy for content, right? Build one matrix, one content calendar that has a couple of topics in it that are relevant to your customers' problems, right? I'm not going to ask you to get up here and create lifestyle content. This is B2B content. We're talking about tackling problems, solving problems, offering solutions for your customer. And I've got a number of ways that I can teach you how to do that. It's literally just taking what you're doing for clients and then extracting that and putting it into some sort of entertainment or informational value and then presenting it. And I'm going to push you to do video too. And I know you're thinking like, oh, I'm not going to video this and that. Like I'm an introvert. Like trust me when I tell you guys, I'm an introvert. I don't like doing this. This is not what I enjoy doing, but I do it because it makes me money. And if you want to run a business in today's market and you want to run your agency, you want to bring leads to you, you're tired of calling on people, you're tired of having dry months, you're tired of not growing month over month, get out of your comfort zone and do it. Go back on my YouTube channel 15 years and look what I was doing. It was garbage, it was crap, but you start somewhere and you keep walking, put one foot in front of the other, and a year from now you're going to look back and be like, God damn, I grew as a human, and damn, my business grew as well. And now people are coming to me and the conversations that I'm having are different. I don't need 20 salespeople that are calling and chasing people down. I'm not asking people and begging people to work with us. They're coming to me because they see me as an authority on this subject, and I can help you do that as well. And it's just about getting a hold on what you're already doing. You're already doing this for your clients. You're already an expert. I'm not asking you to become something that you're not. I'm just asking you to communicate in a better way, and I can help you and teach you how to do that. So that's pillar one. And also, too, within this training that I'm going to pitch you at the end of this, I'm going to teach you how to break down your content and really, again, look at your content and look at just what you're doing for your clients. I'm just going to ask you to take what you're doing for your clients, and I'm going to teach you how to turn that into stories. I'm going to teach you how to turn that into content that you can then create that's information and valuable for people. So pillar 2 is all about promoting content. As you may or may not know, it's really not enough to just hit publish and expect for people to see it. You've got to actively push it and you've got to actively promote it. So I follow the owned, earned, paid framework. This is not my framework by any means. This is an old school marketing framework. But essentially what we do is we take the content that you have and then we break it down into 3 different pillars: owned channels, earned channels, and paid channels, right? So owned channels are going to be like your social media platforms and email. Earned channels is going to be Google search, and then press mentions, social media mentions, other people talking about you. This is earned media. And then paid, just put it on Facebook ads. So the way that we break this down, again, is building your owned audiences over time. You're going to walk in here with no followers. You're going to walk in here with no email list. But over time, this content that you create is going to be that asset, that glue that's going to bring people to you. And you're going to grow bit by bit by bit. And if you do this right, you don't need 1 million followers. You don't need 1 million email subscribers. Our agency has 1,500 email subscribers. That's it. We've got like 500 social media followers. That's it. But we produce a ton of leads off of this because it's so hyper targeted to our audience, which is lawyers. I'm not creating content about anything else except for helping lawyers. So if you only get 20 views on a video, if it's 20 lawyers watching your video, that's pretty damn good. One of them is going to want to call you up. Trust me, you don't need to have these viral videos and viral exposures. This is going to help you focus on creating content for the right audience and then building that audience over time, because over time this snowballs. The more that you do this, the more followers that you get, the less you have to push your content, the more these algorithms will push your content for you. So then earned audiences, again, Google search, and then press mentions, getting featured on podcasts. It's just a little bit of outreach to build this content up, also getting it written into content. And then paid content is Facebook ads. You can go crazy with paid ads. I recommend a few $1,000s a month on paid ads, specifically only Meta, Facebook, Instagram ads, which I can show you how to do. So then the final piece here is just boosting that content using paid channels, which is just Meta and Facebook. So there's 2 different types of campaigns that we run. We run cold campaigns, we run warm campaigns. Cold campaigns are taking these video assets that you're already done with, right? The reason why you probably struggled with Facebook ads before is because you didn't have the right content. Facebook knows everything about us. Targeting on Facebook is a joke. You don't have to target anyone. It's the content. It's the asset that you create that is so important, that lets these ads know who you're targeting. So guess what? In pillar 1, we already created this content. Now it's just a matter of putting it on Facebook and Meta and then boosting it with a light spend and getting it in front of people over and over and over again. So the first campaign is a cold campaign. We run what's called a VSL campaign. A VSL stands for video sales letter. It's a 10 to 15 minute video. Hey, inception, literally what you're watching right now. This is a VSL. We promote it. We put it behind an email opt-in. Building your email list, you're sending them emails, automating, and you're trying to drive them to a phone call or to some sort of conversion. And then just remarketing campaigns, call booking campaigns, right? So like any warm audiences, anybody that's seeing your stuff, we serve them ads, we get them to book a call. So again, this is all leading towards our agency lead generation training. This is the most valuable information that I've ever put out. This is something that I have been sitting on for a very long time. I know how important lead generation is to you. I've taught this in bits and pieces before, but if I'm being frank, I've never really pushed it because I've always made excuses for you. And I'm not doing that anymore. I've always made excuses for you because I've always said, well, I've been creating video for a while, so maybe they can't do it. But the fact is I started from exactly where you are. And I'm sitting here now. And it is the best thing. And I kick myself forward in my coaching and consulting every day, because if I would have taught this to you 3 years ago, you would have been much farther along. And that's my fault. And that's why I'm throwing everything at this. This is the most, everything that I know about marketing and lead generation for businesses is inside of this. So I'm teaching you how to create content, how to promote content, how to distribute it, how to build a team around all this, very low cost team offshore to help you automate a lot of this stuff. The results of this just grow more and more over time. You're not going to have to worry about leads again for your agency if you go through this. And the best part about this too is it's not just for agencies. I'm tailoring this to your agency business, but I have a consulting business that I charge a lot of money for, and this is exactly what I do. I literally take, this is a marketing system, marketing framework. This is marketing at its highest, purest form right now in 2025. This is marketing teach tape. This is exactly what you need to know. If you're in the B2B space, you can take this and use it for your agency. You can take this and sell it to your clients. It's that impactful. So what specifically you're going to get from this lead generation training? Well, again, I'm going to teach you the 3 pillars of this. I'm going to teach you how to create content. I'm going to teach you how to build an audience. And I'm going to teach you how to promote content to your audience. And I'm going to teach you how to promote that at own audiences, paid audiences, and earned audiences as well. Specifically what's included, you're going to get access to this training inside of our training platform. ton of videos, and then a ton of just done for you templates, content planning, video scripting, LinkedIn posting templates. I'm gonna give you a VSL video template. I'm gonna give you meta ad templates, and I'm gonna teach you step by step how to customize these too. I'm gonna teach you how to write ad copy. I'm gonna teach you how to go viral on LinkedIn with posting stuff. Literally everything, guys, that you've seen me doing, including this video, I'm gonna teach you how to do, and it's gonna be broken down step by step for you. Like I said, this is the most impactful training that I've ever done, and I'm super excited to share it with you. So if you want access to it, it's just $199. All this for $199. Again, this is kind of like my guilt. We were originally gonna sell this for $3,000, but we're giving it to you for just $199 because, you know, frankly, I want to help, and frankly, I want to get this information to as many people as possible because it's that good. So if you're interested, hit the link below, get access for just $199. Take care. Hey, Ryan here. Hope you liked that video. If you want more, check out these two videos right here on this screen.